Welcome back, value investors. In this video, I'm going to go over the fact that we've been in an 8-week rally going on week number 9. And it's been really fun to watch stock prices go up and up, but the party must come to an end. And I'm expecting that a significant pullback is going to happen in early January. And I wanted to go over the data that I'm looking at and kind of share that with you, as well as my plan to really take advantage of a pullback. When stock prices drop, it's good news for value investors. We get to buy stocks at a discount. So I'm going to share with you my plan on how I'm going to take advantage of the impending drop in stock prices that I expect. The year's been a good one. 2023, we have one more trading day to go, and it's going to be a really good year. But beginning of 2024, we're going to have a difficult compare to deal with. We have a lot of stocks that have been priced up, and I'm expecting prices to drop. Do me a favor before we jump into the analysis, like my video and subscribe to my channel, and please leave a comment. Let me know what you think of a pullback, if you think it's in the cards or if you think it's not going to happen for a while. Love to hear what you think. So taking a look at the year in review, starting with the S&P, it's been a really good year. As of today, the S&P is up 26.5%, which is a very good year. And if we look at from October 28th, it's actually up 16.29%, which is phenomenal. If we look at the Dow, it's up 14.69%. And since the October 28th, it's up 16.3%. The NASDAQ is just flying. It's up 48% for the year, up 20% since October 28th. And then the Russell 2000 small and mid cap stocks, has been a laggard for a good part of the year, but it has really shown up in the last 2 months of the year. Since October 28th, it's up 25.8%. So the the Russell 2000 is really taken off here at the end of the year. And I think it's a tell that investors are more apt to buy small and mid cap stocks since lower interest rates favor small and mid cap stocks. And they were held back in 2023, so they have more room to run as opposed to those mega cap stocks that have been really priced high. So that's what I'm seeing. That's part of why I think there's going to be a pretty strong pullback. Is it's been a really good year. So going back to back really good years, it's usually really tough. We usually have some natural pullbacks that occur. Taking a look at the VIX has really begun to rise. And December, especially late December, there isn't a lot of trading. Investors take a week off, if not a couple of weeks, and there's usually low volume. But if you look at the week of December 18th, you actually had a pretty big rise in the VIX. So there is some beginning to see some fear in the market. And the VIX is something I'm going to really look at daily as we head into January. I think January, the VIX is really going to take off, and it's going to show that investors are far more fearful because stock prices are so high. So 2023 has been a really good year. The S&P is up 25%. That's a phenomenal year. And only 7 years out of the last 29 have been better than this year, 2023. So it goes to show that, hey, most of the time the market's lower than what we had. If you look at the PE is a little bit high. 24.6 is the PE that you would have overall in the S&P index. And only 9 out of the past 30 years were higher. So again, it's showing that the PE and prices are on the higher side. Is it impossible to go back-to-back great years? No. If you look at 1997, 1998, you had back-to-back better years, which would be phenomenal. But that was the only occasion where it happened. So we're kind of dealing with, hey, we're probably going to see a market that's going to be less than 25% year to date. If you just measured it, you're looking at the S&P index. Going to 2024, it's expected we're going to have a recession. It shouldn't be a bad recession. It should be a soft landing recession, which means not a lot of unemployment. I think it's going to be short. So those things are good. But nonetheless, it's going to be a recession. Another reason why I think there's going to be a strong pullback is since we're not going to have really high growth in revenues, and maybe some industries are harder hit. I think there's going to be some natural fear and some natural cause for caution in getting into equities if we enter a recession in 2024. Take a look at the S&P over the last 5 years. The S&P index is up 92.6%, which is great. We had a down year in 2022. It was a significantly down year, but overall it's been an upward market. But it hasn't come without some pullbacks. As you can see, even during the heyday from the spring of 2020 up through the end of 2022, you had some pullbacks along the way. And in fact, I wanted to show how these pullbacks really come into play. If you look at just the last 2 years, we've had 5 pullbacks. One as recent as just mid 2023, we had a pullback that took the S&P index down 10.228%. Earlier in 2023, it's kind of a late spring pullback. Stocks pulled back 7.75%. And if we go back into 2022, we had 3 big pullbacks. One toward kind of like middle of the summer and towards the fall, we had a pullback of 16%. In the late spring going into summer, we had a pullback at 19%. And at the very beginning of the year, we had a pullback of almost 12%. So you can see these pullbacks is just a natural occurrence in the market. And that's why I continue to think, well, we've had a really nice rise here at the end of 2023. It's been a phenomenal rise. Look at the angle of the rise that we've seen. Far faster gains than any other time during the last 5 years. That's why I'm thinking we're going to naturally see a pullback. People are going to take profits early in the year once they're through the tax season and they're not harvesting tax losses. They can feel free to sell stocks at the very beginning of 2024. A pullback could be good news to a value investor because that means that you're going to discount companies that I want to continue to accumulate shares in, and you're going to give me a discount on those shares. So I'm good with that. If there's a pullback, I'm ready to buy. Let me share with you what I'm selling and what I'm buying going into 2024. Let's talk about selling first. So first, I'm going to be selling mega cap stocks, especially stocks where I have big gains in. So that would be the first area where I could begin to turn some of that capital into cash so it's ready to invest in some of these sectors that I want to move into, as well as other size companies. And I'm also selling and redeeming bonds. I have quite a bit of bonds that are redeeming in January, so that'll be nice. It'll be an infusion of cash that I could use to buy into stocks that I really want to buy into. Looking at my buy list, I just think small, medium cap stocks are the place to be. I've been saying that for months now, if you've seen my other videos, and it's really played out nicely at the end of the year. It's really rewarded me for having small, mid cap stocks. I think it's going to continue into 2024. I want to be positioned in small, mid cap stocks for 2024. I think they're really going to work in the following 12 months. And looking at the sectors that I'm going to go into, and these are probably in the order where I'm looking, first to last. In healthcare, I did another video where I'm really optimistic that healthcare is going to really work. It was held back last year, meaning 2023. And I think it's really going to work in 2024. So I'm accumulating shares in healthcare companies. Financials has been really working, and it just could continue to go. I'm seeing that like companies like PayPal have really taken off, and there's nothing that's going to hold PayPal back. So I'm going to just keep buying shares into financials like PayPal and banks and so forth. Industrials look really good. I've been buying into 3M, and it's been looking really good, and I'm going to continue to buy into industrials. And last, consumer discretionary, which is somewhat of a collage of different industries. It's doing great, and I'm going to keep buying into companies, especially small mid-cap companies within consumer discretionary that look really good. So just to wrap things up, I think it's just natural to expect a really solid pullback. I don't know if it's going to be 5, 10, 15% pullback, but we're going to see a good one at the beginning of the year. And again, that's a natural pullback to the whole index. Some stocks may go down even more. And I'm a value investor, so if you discount a company that I really want to own, I'll take that discount. I'll buy more shares because when it rises, it's going to have a really nice return. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you found it interesting. I'd love to hear your comments on when you think we're going to have a natural pullback, or if we're going to have a pullback at all. I'd love to hear your comments and your point of view. And do me a favor and like my video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks again for watching, and Happy New Year.